Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. If this is your first video, hi, I'm Arlathia. So for this one we have another comic page and I have no sketch because this was another random filler that is not necessary, but I wanted to do it. So I just wanted to do this just to kind of show another character because he's gonna pop up here next in a little bit with like the group. So I just want to kind of give a little insight about where he came from. So like you can see the little stream. I tried to when I 2 pages ago when I had her grab the stone, and it kind of just had the big flare of like I tried to kind of show if something was shooting off, but it didn't turn out that way. So this is where we're at. So I just wanted to kind of give that extra like trail behind it just to show it did come from there. And this is where he's at. Because these like the elements are kind of major players in this. This is like one way I wanted to introduce them. So it's just more characters introduction. He doesn't have a backstory yet. He does, but we don't know that yet. Not until they kind of meet and talk and whatnot. So this is just kind of the beginning to that. I mean, this was honestly a quick video. Nothing super difficult. It was kind of interesting for me to try and figure out how I wanted to color him, though. But yeah, so we just have the sketch. Just wanted to. I mean, this is also kind of new for me to do with this because I've never really done like fire like this. It's a work in progress. I had an idea for it, but I just didn't know how to execute properly, but that's okay. We'll get there eventually. But that's where we're at. So that's what this whole page is about. And it also kind of gives a little bit, like if you read the speech bubbles, it actually gives like a little bit of like filler information, and I guess it's almost like foreshadowing in a way. I won't tell you how, but it kind of does. Because now we're inking. The inking is actually real time, so you can kind of see how long this takes me. It does not take me very long. But I decided it'd be kind of fun just to keep something real time because it was short and quick, and I was like, I didn't mind. It was like a minute and a half. I'm like, that's okay. Because I know a lot of it's sped up, so you kind of forget like how long this actually takes people to do. Because it is not something that goes by quick. It just looks that way. But I didn't realize how dark that was. I am so sorry. That's horrifying. But it's like you just don't realize how long it takes sometimes because you're so used to being sped up, and then you actually watch it real time and you're like, oh, like that took way longer than I thought. And that's how I feel sometimes. And I'm not and I'm not actually one of the ones that actually does it. You just forget and you're just like, oh, if only that's how fast we actually did work. But that's not how that happens. But I just wanted to keep it kind of a simple page because it didn't do anything too elaborate. But next page we'll actually get back into the whole story. It's just this page and the last one. I just wanted to have it semi-meeting introducing characters that are going to be coming up soon. And I thought it was just kind of fun just to kind of throw in there. Again, they're not necessary at all. Like, I could have gone without both pages and been fine. But I just wanted to throw them in there just for reference so people can kind of understand where someone's coming from. So, but again, not necessary to have. It was kind of just there. So, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of like when I do these kind of panels. I kind of like it just to kind of give like the basic outline and basic coloring. It's just easy, but you can still kind of tell what's going on. And it's also just kind of different than like just detail after detail. Just have something kind of simple in there. But I don't know. Overall, I mean, I think it's okay. But yeah, I mean, coloring definitely needs to be worked on with this. I feel like I do better in like coloring pages than I do my actual comic pages, and it's sad. I don't know why. But it's very sad because I'm like, you think it would be the opposite, but no. But I think with coloring pages, because the way I'm doing them, I'm just having a tougher time. But I mean, that's kind of just something I just have to work on, which I'm slowly figuring things out. But like some of these panels are just experiments. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just guessing. And I'm like, good enough. So, but hopefully after this, we'll see. No, I can't make any promises, but I think eventually once I get into it enough and I can figure out how I want to actually color these, it'll get better. But yeah, I do think it's kind of sad that I'm realizing that my coloring pages that are not mine look better than my actual personal stuff. And it's a little upsetting. And I don't know how that happens, but it does. And I'm like, okay. So I gotta figure that messy out. But that's okay. We're gonna get there eventually, you know? It just takes time. Yeah, but I promise we're gonna get into more action here soon. I know I kind of like a slight. I tried to make it interesting, but also just like slight build up. So it's not. I don't know. Because this actually took me a while to figure out how I want to do this. But yeah, so after this page, there should be more actual like story going on and like more action and interesting stuff. So I should be kind of done with the fillers. Because yeah, next couple pages it'll be interesting, and then we'll actually get into meeting new characters soon. So that'll be exciting for everyone, and kind of see more of the world and just how like the other races act. Because they all have their own like collective personality. Like I did that on purpose because I thought it would be kind of fun to do that. Because like they're all like they all have the same basic like powers and clothes. Like you notice, I gave them the same clothes on for a reason. Like these are like their normal clothes that they wear. They have like their own separate kind of clothes that they also wear. But these are like ones you see that's most of the time. So I was like, so I gave them the same basic clothes. They all kind of follow the same basic style. Obviously, they can be different colors, like for elements, which is fine. But they all have their own personalities. Like even the elements, what I tried to do was depending on their element, I actually kind of gave them that personality based on that element. So which you'll see as time goes on, like how I had them act. So because I like even my actual like normal like group characters, like you can even tell like based on their elements, that's like the personality I gave them. So like in a way I kind of have like spring, fall, summer, winter with their colors. I try to give them personality based off of that. So like Arlathia is the first one. It's spring, so it's like it's new growth, but it's like she's the more mature one because it's also like it's nature, it's motherly. You have Myra, who's the hothead because she's summer and summer's just hot. You have Kanan, which for fall, I guess because like transition between summer to winter, I gave him more of a like almost energetic personality, I suppose, because it is that transition. And then because you're just like two complete opposites. Like at least spring into summer, spring does warm up, you know, and it goes into summer. And then Celestin, because it's winter, he's very cool, he's chill. So I think that's kind of fun to do it that way, just have their elements, their personalities kind of go together. So like even like with other characters, you'll see with how I have their colors, that's how they act. That's just what I kind of like, and I thought it would be kind of cool to do it that way. And it just makes it more interesting to try and put their personalities that way. It's more of a challenge. Because like they all have the same basic clothes. So it's like I did that on purpose. I wasn't sitting there too focused on what they all need to wear. They all have the same basic design, which I kind of like. I'm okay with that. But then it's also slightly different. Like with their different personalities and everything, it's all different. So there were some differences going on. It was not all the same, was my goal. But as time goes on, I'll have more and more of that. We just have not gotten there yet, so you haven't really seen anything about them yet. Eventually, not now. But it's coming. Yeah, so this I don't know what the hell I was doing here. This is a mess up. I have no idea. Because the first panel I did it weird. Second one, like the one next to this one on the right, in the corner, you can see it. I did it a different way, and then I was like, okay, I could try that. So I did it for this one, and I was like, I just don't like it, but I'm like, whatever, we're already here. I was just trying to show it like it was like bathed in red because he's glowing, because he's a fire. So I didn't know. I just said, okay, good enough. We're moving on. I'm like, I'm not, this is a filler page. It doesn't even need to be that good. I mean, it needs to be good, but it's also not something I have to like spend a huge amount of time on. Because again, it doesn't need to be here. I just chose it to be, but it does not have to be. You know? So, I don't know. We're just trying new things here. I'm just trying to add on to the story. I don't know how well that's working out, but you know, what's a work in progress? We all are. It's okay. I mean, I'm slowly getting there. But I think as time goes on and I get more of it fleshed out and like figured out with like certain things, I think it'll get better. Because it's good to evolve over time. Like you want to evolve. You don't want to stay the same. You want to grow and change as much as possible. So, and I do feel like every time I do these, I learn something new. Where it's like I find a new technique or just something like, okay, it kind of worked, but maybe try something a little different next time. Is kind of what I'm thinking. Because I think it might help me if I did that. But we'll have to wait and see. So, because the next panel, or next page, not panel, page, has a little more involved, so we'll see what happens. I mean, the coloring won't be anything super crazy. Oh, yes, and this is real time as well. This is also the last one. So now I'm just adding it back in my details to kind of bring some stuff back out more. But we'll see as time goes on what happens. I just don't know yet for sure. But there will be more elements. He's just the first, so when they meet the other, or get the others, there'll be more. But you know, it's just fire. You know, fire always comes first when you think elements. Like it's just how it is. It's the most dangerous one. So also the oldest. Like for mine, he'll be the oldest because you've got your main four, and then you got the other. Oh no, I can't count. 12. So the main four are obviously the older ones, but then you have your other 12, which are made from the four. So, but your main four, you know, fire, earth, water, and air. So I just have him first because to me he's kind of the first one and the oldest. So, but as time goes on, you'll meet the others. So hopefully they'll add a little more interest into this. But I think it'll get more interesting as time goes on too, because we'll have more of the story, more characters, more action, more adventure, all that. And you'll actually get to learn more about them and their stories and histories and all that stuff. Because I have some plans I want to do for like drawings and whatnot. I just have to eventually get there, but I have ideas. So, because I do want to do like character sheets and all that good stuff, just not yet. But eventually, that is a goal of mine, is to maybe like get a couple done this year. But I also want to do like every character I have, because I have 6 stories total right now. So, but at least the main characters first, and then secondaries will be at some point. But here's the end. So this is what the whole thing looks like. It's not awful, but the first 4, I don't know. Again, it was an experiment. But here's my little close-ups. But that is the end, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!